So upside down thinking, and I'm not pretending that I've invented this. I think has existed a long time. I'm just trying to put some shape around it. It's a heretical proposal. So it sets a heretical context more so than crafting inquiry. It poses new realities or potential realities that run contrary to how we think and act and how we see our own identities. And in many cases, it turns what we hold sacred on its head so that we can think about it in new ways. It challenges anything and everything. It's not confined by rules and conventions. It's like standing against the grain. It's like throwing away. It's like throwing away the map. And ultimately, I'm suggesting that upside down thinking is a mindset and a tool that can help us move forward towards transformational change. So let me give you some examples of upside down thinking proposals. Outcomes stop us from achieving impact. I taught a leadership course at Grant McKeown University, and I posed this question to the class and said, I want you to prove that this is true. I want you to prove to me that outcomes stop us from achieving impact. And for the first 5 minutes or so, they didn't know what to do because no one really had ever posed that question to them. This is an example of us not having, this is not a question, this is not a debate, it's not about offering both sides of the coin, so to speak. It's sitting together in a group or even on your own and coming up with the proposition or the proposal that says outcomes stop us from achieving impact. And here's why. Here's why that happens. Yeah, not long ago, I was talking to a gentleman in our community who called me a poverty pimp. He wasn't very happy with my organization or with me. And I brought that back to my lead team. And we talked about that a little bit. But one of the questions that we need to ask ourselves, and one of the, is about how do we perpetuate poverty. So I would say that's a proposal, like let's identify how we perpetuate poverty. Let's agree with that person, even though I don't like being called that, that somehow we're part of the problem. We all know that people are telling us that there's too many nonprofits, too much duplication of services, and upside down thinking would turn that on its head and say, let's prove that we need more duplication of services. Let's prove that partnerships destroy collaboration. Let's prove that volunteer programs destroy citizenship. Let's prove that agendas are why meetings are a waste of time. So, or let's prove why community collective impact might polarize communities. The purpose of the upside down approach to this isn't necessarily to prove these things correct and or to be seen as a negative way of thinking. It's about getting at the dynamics of the flip side of things that we don't talk about. And we don't talk about how what can go wrong in partnerships. We don't talk about how outcomes get in our way. And if we spend time together actually proving that these things happen, we will identify things that will help us make adjustments and changes to how we work together and how we see outcomes and how we might adjust the models that we're working with. Yeah, a small example before we go further is once in a while I have agendaless meetings with my various teams. And with one team, the first time we did it, they were like totally confused. They didn't understand how we could have a meeting without an agenda. And I said, well, I just want to meet and talk about what's on our minds. I find agendas sometimes confine us and limit what's going on presently in our minds. So it took them a little while to get to that point where they were comfortable just coming and meeting with the CEO and having a conversation. But basically, I went through a process in my own mind why agendas often are a waste of time and how they work against us, and tried to put that to work in adding to my mix of how I work with my team times when we don't have agendas. We just meet and we talk, and we talk about what's on our minds at that particular time.